Well, hello and welcome to the Cosmic Echo Tarot Experience. It's a tarot reading plus a little bit of extra. It's a reading that connects historic cycles of frequency through your repeating tarot energy. The tarot is the key that connects your past and present and kind of give you a glimpse into the future through the repeating tarot energy. You and your life are an echo of past energy. Now, what we experience in this lifetime is not new. We are experiencing ancient energetic frequencies, which have been repeating again and again for thousands of years. We see them as new because our time here is very limited. But if you believe in reincarnation, you kind of get the idea. Even if you don't believe in reincarnation, just look around in terms of nature, how it literally rebuilds itself every year. Plants grow and die and come back and grow and die. And it's kind of the same thing. Maybe not physically, our bodies maybe not the same, but the energy, the frequency, that is the what we're talking about. That's what repeats. So every life is an echo of the last time. Using tarot as a tool, I locate the current frequency. I use 3 cards. That's all you need. Every tarot card speaks of a frequency. You take all 3, you blend them together, you distill them into one single frequency. What that does is make things simple, clear, clean, and allows you to manifest your spiritual kryptonite. That's what we all have, spiritual kryptonite. You can manifest. That is your kryptonite. Of course, we're not encouraged to manifest because that makes us powerful. That makes us independent. And the people who run the world don't want that. Nevertheless, in this 2-step metaphysical technique combining tarot, which I've done for 20 years, and astrology, numerology, which I've done for 50, you get some good stuff. So again, I begin with the 3 cards blended into one frequency. That reveals your manifesting potential. I use astrology, and I'll call them historical images. They're memes. They could be from 1 week ago, 1 year ago, 100 years ago, but they're things that we relate to, and they're pictures, they're ideas, along with the astrology, and then blending them into the tarot. You see, this is a pretty complicated picture that comes out very clear and clean. Because what I want you to do is to imagine the essence of the energy in the tarot. I mean, it's one thing to sit there and I've seen tarot people do this, put out 20, 30, 40, 50. I've even seen 100 card readings. What the hell are you going to make with that? That's chop suey. But if you got 3, very focused, very tight, you can take this energy or the 3 energies, blend them in with the tarot, and then you put together the backup information with the astrology, numerology. You got a really good picture. Again, the information has to be simple, has to be clear, has to be powerful. No fantasy, no unicorn, no rainbows, none of that kind of woo-woo stuff. It's the matrix revealed, your matrix revealed in the repeating cosmic cycle, bringing ancient frequencies into your life. Remember, it's about your choice. It's about your potential. That's what tarot is, the science of your potential. Astrology, numerology, the science of cycles. You put those 2 together. So knowing the repetitive energetic patterns around you, well, now you can use this energy, these ancient frequencies, to your benefit in this lifetime. Think of it as your cosmic weather report. I take the tarot frequency, the energy that's available to you now, your choice, and then I give you the path to the destination, the tarot frequency with the astrology and numerology. And I put these things together, and that gives you your destination and the map to your destination. This unique package helps to activate your spiritual kryptonite. You can ride this cosmic wave in this lifeline to be your best self and to tap into your destiny. So today's reading is all about action without movement. Go, huh? What the hell are you talking about? What do you mean action without movement? We're talking about yin energy, passive energy. We're talking about paying attention, staying focused. Just that action alone, nothing moving, but paying attention, focusing is very powerful. And it is a kind of action without movement. It's like meditation. Very powerful stuff, but you're not moving. So we're going to get into the guts of it as we speak right now. But it's all about manifesting. It's about combining astrology, numerology, and tarot together to come up with that cosmic roadmap. We got the energy, we got the destination with the tarot. Numerology and astrology are the way to get there. Let's begin this whole process. This is the cosmic cycles part. Just to remind you that astrology is a kind of alchemy. It's cyclical by nature. Literally, what goes around comes around. You hear people say it all the time. That's what your life is. What goes around comes around. You've been here before. The energy has been here before. Physically, maybe not, but in terms of the energy, yeah. It's understanding and knowing these cycles that give us the pulse of the matrix. Permits us to feel and focus on the power of the tarot. The combination of the two gives us deep power and control over our destiny. As I've said before, it literally is our kryptonite. And that's what we have to focus on. I'm going to get to all the information. We're going to be in with the astrology, but I just want to remind you I do have an email. It is tau-tarot@proton.me, tau-tarot@proton.me. Feel free to connect up with me. Positive, negative, doesn't make any difference. It's the contact, it's the reaching out. tau-tarot@proton.me. Alrighty, so let's get to the astrology, numerology. Let's begin to set the path to our destination in the tarot reading. PowerPoints. Today we're going to be talking about numerology. Yesterday I was talking about astrology. I mentioned this month should find your energy turning inward. Got a whole bunch of planets going retrograde. If they are not at this moment, they will be by the middle of the month. And I mean, we got the Mercury retrograde, which is a pain in the ass for anybody. If you're aware of Mercury retrograde, you know what an irritation it can be. And we got that coming up, I think, on the 10th. And then we have Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, all either retrograde now or getting ready to turn retrograde. It is a month of retrograde. So it's a month where you don't get out there and start doing stuff. Don't start feeling, oh, I got to get out there. You're not getting this is the time to take the information in. Remember, we were talking about action without movement. That's the theme for today. Yin energy, action without. The action is pay attention. Retrogrades always bring out some new insight, some new understanding. And since there's so many of them, this is a very powerful, almost karmic month. Not a time for action. Also in numerology, the month is a number 3. It's a time of alignment. Mind, body, spirit, 3. Mind, body, spirit. Check, recheck, check again. That's what November's for. It's preparation for next year, 2026. Because the year is going to be interesting, to say the least. It's a year when the deep state comes out into the open. Something they're going to do that's going to get your attention where you will understand what the game is once and for all. If you haven't gotten it yet, you're going to get it. They're going to show you their cards. The game is on in 2026. Be ready. Be ready to be surprised. It will, in a manner of speaking, be a year of freedom versus tyranny. So get ready. November's big. Let's do the existential point. Oh, boy. Digital IDs. The easiest way to handle this page is to say, hey, no to digital ID. Digital ID will be the final nail in our coffin because it will allow them to connect all the parts and pieces that they do not have connected now. I feel sorry. I ran into a friend of mine today at the store. His 10-year-old son. Cool kid, really great. Dad is, I mean, the family's really outstanding. But we were talking about what that 10-year-old child has ahead of them and why 2026, 27, 28, so very, very important. Decisions made now are going to put that kid on a path that could be very, very rough. Has no freedom. Lives in a dictatorship. The worst of communism, Marx, Lenin, all those. That's what's facing them. Or we go back to 1776. By the way, we're having our 250th birthday as a country coming up next July. Or we celebrate our next birthday in freedom, strong constitution, strong individual rights. It got a lot. Whew, I'm glad I'm an old man because I just. And we're divided enough as a people where I can't say exactly which way we're going to go, except for the fact saying no. Everybody say no to digital ID. In fact, at the bottom of the page here, on the left side, it's Soren Kierkegaard, a very well-known philosopher, and he said there are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true. God knows there's a lot of people like that. The other is to refuse to believe what is true. And there are a lot of people who are doing that. That's why I say I don't know which way the dice are going to roll, but 2026, you're going to get a good dose of whatever the hell is rolling, that's for sure. Let's go to Picture Perfect. This here kind of lines up a couple of ideas for you. 6 uncomfortable truths, and I found hard truths of life. Run down the list, you're going to see that tough. And on the bottom left, talk about a technique. One of the oldest control levers there is divide, inflame, and distract. And that's exactly what's going on. Pitting people in different groups, dividing. Inflaming, pissing people off at one another because it's half-truths, innuendos. And then, of course, you wrap it up with distraction. Anything that you can do. Another war, another disaster, whatever. Doesn't make any difference. Just, hell, professional sports is a distraction. No, don't think. Vote, this is my team. And you get all excited. They're killing your Constitution, but you're worried if your damn football team's going to win on Sunday. It's amazing stuff how they set it up. So the next 3, 6 uncomfortable truths, hard truths everybody must know, and then the 6 lessons from 1984, the book, Danger of Totalitarianism, the manipulation of truth, perils of mass surveillance, the power of language to control thoughts, psychological control and thought policing. Resistance requires awareness and action. That's why November is not a month for action. With all those retrograde planets, this is a time for thinking, for renewing your thoughts, for seeing things clearly, making plans, because 2026 will be an ass kicker. You can you can count on that to be absolutely sure that that's what's going on. So, not so picture perfect, but it's what we have. Let's go to Naked History. Billy Gates, man, he just won't let go. He just won't let go. And it's obvious they're after your kids. That's what they're doing, and he isn't giving up on that. He has plans to vax them on so many different levels for so many different reasons. It's absolutely amazing. And he's not ashamed, and he's not quiet about it. Basically, he said in his last interview, they're not done experimenting with your children. Fertile ground. And there's 101 ways that they can go at it, and they're going to use every one of those ways to do it. Bill Hicks is also here, bottom. Problem isn't a lack of money, food, water, or land. The problem is that you've given control of those things to other people by not doing anything, by not saying anything, by not holding them accountable. This is what manipulation is all about. And up above him is some piece of information. No society wants you to become wise. It's against the investment of the people who run it. If people are wise, if people are smart, if people are thoughtful, intelligent, it can't be exploited. And speaking of exploitation, this gal on the right side here will give you an idea. We gave it up. We gave it up by doing nothing. Two of the most important dates in the American history, 1913 when the Federal Reserve stole our economy, 9/11 when they stole our Constitution. Big, big, big stuff coming up. Let's get to the tarot reading. I think it's appropriate right now. Got the star card, which is hope and healing. That's what you want to do during this November. When I said that there's action without movement, start focusing on hope and healing. Very important, because when you start focusing on hoping and healing, that stuff's going to come to you. Otherwise, you're going to be negative, and that's not going to help. But if you do focus on hoping and healing, you're going to have the next card, strength card, control and focus. It makes you dangerous. If you're paying attention, they don't want you to pay attention. That's why they throw all this shit at us. They don't want you to pay attention. Because if you pay attention, you're going to start to figure it out. And if you have hope and you have healing in your life, you're going to get control, you're going to get focus, and oh man, they don't like that at all. Final card is the Two of Wands. Twos are always choices, decisions. And the Two of Wands says you're focused on results. But the Wands says positive results. Wands are always positive energy. So it's up to you. Use November to start to build hope and healing in your life. That will allow you to control and focus on your future, give you that kryptonite. Once you start doing that, now you can really start to focus on results. You're not just surviving, you're actually thriving. But you have to make that choice. You have to make that decision. That's why November is a month of action without movement. It requires action from your spirit, your mind. For some people, that's almost an impossibility. Hey, we're out of time. Thank you for investing what you have with me. I appreciate it every day. I don't take it for granted. Believe me, in these times, they're doing sneaky shit with the internet. Your ability to tune in every day is very, very powerful. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. That makes it work even better. And they don't like that either. So you're kind of sticking them in the eye. Good. So that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you focus internally. November is a month of action without movement because you're going to need a lot of that stuff when we get to 2026. So between now and the next time you and I do this tarot manifested kind of astrology thing together, please, blessing.